with Politico, wrote the daily California Politico playbook, which you should subscribe to for free and learn something every day like I do. And Brian Goldsmith, a Democratic strategist, former journalist. These are two of the smartest people I know when it comes to politics and two of my favorite people. I'm excited that they are both here. Carla, you've spent the day reporting on this issue. Caitlyn Jenner, what's the story behind this, and does she have a shot?
Well, I mean, look, California's reality show recall is here. It's arrived. And I think Caitlyn Jenner's entry suggests that there's going to be a parade of political neophytes, people who've never run for office, TikTok people, Instagram fans, who are going to want to get in on what is going to be a national story, a record-busting, a budget-busting recall. Does Caitlyn Jenner have a chance? Well, look, she does have 3 million Twitter followers, Elex, but that's not any kind of experience in politics. She has literally a blank slate when it comes to her political activity and runs for office. And that's the problem. I mean, she's known to most Americans for keeping up with the Kardashians, but let's face it, on that show, she had problem handling the family a lot of times. Now she wants to become the head of the world's 5th largest economy, where the welfare of 40 million people are at stake. So this is a very big lift. She's going to have to take a lot of questions. We know, and we reported, that she hasn't voted in most of the elections in which she was qualified to vote. So, we've seen this movie before, The Outsider Who Wants to Come into California Politics and Change the World. That was Meg Whitman, Carly Fiorina, Neil Kashkari. I could go on and on. Only Arnold Schwarzenegger was able to make that jump, but he was an A-list celebrity of the AA list. And Caitlyn Jenner, I think, not in that category by any stretch. Are
you suggesting, Carla, that Kris Jenner might have a better chance because she expertly navigated that family? And if you could deal with all those egos, maybe you can deal with Sacramento.
Kim Kardashian, now she, I think, might have a chance. But that's where we're at.
Yeah. Brian, let's talk a little bit about the one A-lister who was able to pull this off, Arnold Schwarzenegger. We know Arnold Schwarzenegger's team kind of pushing back today on this comparison between Caitlyn Jenner and Arnold Schwarzenegger. You've tweeted out about this today. You say, this isn't really apples to apples here.
No, it's apples to peanuts. It's a ridiculous comparison. Arnold was a big celebrity with high name ID running as a Republican, and that's where the comparison stops. Arnold was taken seriously as a political figure for good reason. He had just passed a major voter initiative in California, a bipartisan one, the year before. He was advised by policy heavyweights like George Shultz and Warren Buffett. He had the endorsement of his wife, Maria Shriver, a hugely influential figure. He was advised not by, Trump dregs and hacks, but by really serious Republican strategists, including our pal Mike Murphy. He'd been planning to run for years. There is just no comparison.
So let's talk about some of the other people that are running as well. We know that there's going to be Kevin Faulconer, who is the former mayor of San Diego, John Cox, who ran for governor last time. We also know Doug Ossey, a former congressman, is running. Mary Carey, a former porn star. Angeline, who's known for random billboards. So it kind of runs the gamut in terms of experience. But the most important question, Brian, first, before you even get to that second question on the recall ballot, which is who should replace Governor Newsom, is should Governor Newsom be replaced? You need to get 50% of the state to say that he should. How is he doing right now? How likely is that, Brian?
He seems to be doing pretty well right now. His approval seems to be just above water, that is just over 50%. The perception of the state has recovered to a great degree since the depths of January and February when COVID was a major crisis here. Now our positivity rate is among the lowest in the country, but we still got big problems. We have an affordability crisis. We have a homelessness crisis. We still have debt and pension problems. We have problems around our EDD spending. So there is a case for change that can be made, but I don't think a Trump-supporting Republican is in a position in the California of 2021 to make it.
Well, and that gets to the big thing right now Carla, is that Newsom's team is doing everything humanly possible to keep a Democrat off the ballot. They are concerned about that. How likely is it that they're going to be able to do that? And do you think any other Democrats, including the former mayor of Los Angeles, Antonio Villaraigosa, are going to run?
Everybody's watching Villaraigosa to see if he might jump in. But let's be clear. The Newsom team is putting out the message on Twitter and everywhere else on social media that Democrats should say no, just say no to the idea of getting on that recall ballot. They say that would just give people an alternative to Gavin Newsom. That kind of strategy with Cruz Bustamante getting into the last recall was in effect what did Gray Davis in. So at this point, there is no major Democrat that's planning to do so. And Villaraigosa is getting the messages from all sides that he shouldn't try it either. But I think by the time this comes down, Elex, you could have 400 or 500 candidates on this recall ballot. No question. It's only $4,000 to get on that ballot. That is chump change to anyone who wants publicity that gets them before 22 million California voters. So some Democrat is going to get in. But the question is who, and the question is how well known. Otherwise, Gavin Newsom basically has to worry about what looks like a clown car of candidates that might be there. That could work to his favor. Yeah. Or, we don't know what's going to happen this summer in California with wildfires or power outages. It's California and stuff happens.
Yeah, and I think Angeline is known for driving a pink car around, so maybe she will be driving the pink clown car. My good luck to you, Carla, as somebody who will probably get press releases from all 500 of those people trying to get attention in the Politico California playbook. Carla, Brian, thank you both for the perspective. Really appreciate it, and great to see you both. Have a great weekend.
Thanks.
And we will